looking down along the boundary line at the moment. Matt Cannard working his way up towards the coach's box. Richard Tambling down there as well, part of the hierarchy now for the Southern Districts Crocodiles. They've certainly got their work cut out for them. And Fred, we talked about, or you mentioned just a moment ago, you know, Wanderers playing very good football. They did lose to St Mary's in the last match before Christmas. Neither of those teams at full strength in that final game of 2020. But the team that we've got sitting on paper here in front of us at the moment, it's a very, very good Eagles lineup.
I think they're a really good team. And the players that I want to watch for Wanderers that are really interesting is Josh Cabillo. I think he, watching the games, because of some of the younger Wanderers players who've stepped up, he hasn't had to take a bit of a focal point, so he's been able to really just play his natural game, which has really helped Wanderers out. Dave McFarlane, I think he's a gun. He's so quick. Every time he gets the ball, he's just explosive, and he does something really good with the ball. Liam Patrick, he played his first game just before Christmas against St Mary's, so it'll be interesting to see how Liam goes today. He was a bit rusty in that game, so I'm looking to Liam to step up and to really show the experience and skill that he has there. Simon Bates, for me, he's a player that goes under the radar a bit, but he's really one of those workhorses that has really stepped up this season, I've noticed, who's just a no-name player, but just does his thing, and he's really done the little things to really well for Wanderers. For Southern District, Zach Smith, he's one player to watch, and for him to really step up and really play his game really well. Michael Bowden, he's always the professional, the backline player, sets up play from the half-back and the backline pocket. If he can really step up and watch his plays, he's really good. And Dean Staunton, he's another one that really, one of those players from districts that really hasn't stepped up for the full consistency over the season so far. So I'm really interested to watch Dean as well, and if he can really step up and be the linchpin and be the runner that they're looking for as well.
Well, Fred, you talk about Dean Staunton. I'm just watching the toss out in the middle between Braden McLean and Dean Staunton in his capacity as captain for the Crocodiles. I think Dean Staunton winning that toss, and if I read it correctly, they're going to kick. Southern Districts are going to kick towards the Michael Long Learning Centre end. That is to the left of your radio in the first quarter. So an interesting choice. The wind blowing in that direction at the moment. To me, the scoring end is to the right of your radio, down towards the airport. I don't know why I think that, particularly when the wind's going the other way, but it often seems to work that way. But whatever advantage Southern Districts are going to have today, Natasha, to me, they have to make the most of it. Going with the wind early, having that in the first quarter, they have to make the most of it early on.
And I think that's just by Dean Staunton picking that way. I think that's the intention of to get ahead in this first quarter, because with Wanderers you can't afford to play catch-up footy. They've got too many star players, and just looking at the team sheet as Fred went through, they're nearly at full strength, if not full strength. So you know, Southern Districts are missing a few players. Just looking at that lineup, and you know, Travis Carroll's come back into the side. I don't think he's played Premier League for a little while, but he's looking pretty good out there. So you know, he's probably kept up the training regime with a lot of these fellas. And just looking on social media, a lot of the guys are a lot more professional these days, and I don't know if it's because of the southern players that have come up, but they maintained a lot of their fitness because they love posting it to show. I don't know if they like staring each other or a friend sort of thing through clubs. Of course, everyone's, you know, friends throughout the clubs, but they love posting when they've got out for a session together, which is really good as well. But yeah, it'll be interesting. But I'm definitely tipping Wanderers today.
Fred, you would have been lethal with social media around in your day, mate.
I was pretty quiet, still am. I don't have a social media.
Dangerous, mate.
Some things are really good that people don't know, isn't it? I'm not all for social media either.
Well, about to get underway here, both teams in position, umpire at the ready, and to get us underway for the first quarter of the first broadcast match for 2021, Natasha Medbury.
Thanks, Dominic. So we've got Patrick Gallo in there and Liam Patrick. I think he's starting in the ruck there for Wanderers. As the umpire throws the ball up high, good even tap down there by the players, picked up by Wanderers, hand pass by Williams to his teammate, kicking out wide, just an errant kick going towards the wing. No advantage there to Wanderers. That was in the back. The umpire says play on. Players out there. Farah gets the ball for Districts. A beautiful hitter with Dean Staunton, the captain there for Southern Districts. Kicks it into the 50. Carroll's on the lead and he takes the mark. So Travis Carroll takes the mark directly in front of goal, about 35 metres out. And a good start there to Southern Districts, but a good hit up target, Dean Staunton, and moved the ball in quickly, and just a little bit of confusion there to the backline players for Wanderers.
Yeah, absolutely. Great kick by Dean Staunton, and also a great kick by Farah as well. If your skills are on, you've got a good opportunity to score.
Looks good off the boot, and it's straight through the big stick, so exactly what Southern Districts needed. They get the first goal on the board for the game at the haven't even gone a minute yet, so well done to Travis Carroll, and like we said, he's already being a focal point up there. The players all get around him as well. He hasn't probably kicked a goal in Premier League for a while, and he's got one already. Yeah,
great kick by Carroll, and that's what the Southern Districts needed. They needed the first goal to really put them on the mark, and it was really good by Farah there on the wing, got the ball, and really nice kick to Dean Staunton, and Dean Staunton really saw Carroll on the lead, and that's really great skills by Districts, and now it'll be interesting to see if they can follow it up or Wanderers retaliate, so it'll be interesting to see the reaction now.
So ball back in the middle, same ruckman to go at it again, Patrick Gallo and Liam Patrick. Liam Patrick winning that footy down, finds Cabillo, charging through the middle, Brian Hodson for the Eagles. The Eagles under pressure here, Districts get the ball forward, comes into the hands here of player in McFarlane. Eagle appeared to be tripped over, then caught with the footy. So Southern Districts on here. Well done, Dean Staunton, laid the tackle at right half forward on his opposite number there. Kick is low. Not a great kick on that occasion from Staunton. The Eagles defence pick up now into the midfield. Away again to McFarlane on the right boot. Bates waited for the footy, punched away by Bowden. Out wide now to Thomas Motlop. In pursuit of him, Charlie McFadden. Ball kicked away now by Thomas Motlop. Did well up towards the target in Eddie. Couldn't take the mark, and having a crack there at Eddie was Andrew Bosley, so a different role for him, playing full back when normally he lines up at full forward. Now the boundary throw in to take place, 45 metres around from the Wanderers goal. Easily won away here by Southern Districts. Brodie Lake handballs backwards, and they've mucked it up here, have they? Mark taken or out of bounds on the full G. Mark taken, Southern Districts. Kaya Jones, very fortunate. Left half back he is, right on the boundary. Warwick Williams manning that mark.
Not a good kick by Jones. It dropped short. Well read by Liam Patrick. Couldn't take the mark, though. A lot of players around this ball picked up by the Southern Districts player in McGregor. Couldn't break the pack. Picked up by Lake. Lake had a quiet game before Christmas. He'll be looking to get back into the swing of things here for Districts. Well picked up by Williams. Williams for Wanderers kicks it into the 50. It's going to be chopped off by McAdam. Well done by McAdam. They probably could have tried to take the mark. Got two fists to it over the boundary line in front of Eddie. So boundary throw in, 45 around from the Wanderers goal. Dangerous area here. Districts need to maintain the pressure. Comes at the back. Lake goes without it. Goes in for a second crack. And just to get boot to ball, but only 5 metres. Still dangerous area. Tottenham picks it up. He goes backwards. From the 45, kick on goal is sprayed to the left. So through for a behind. The first score on the board for Wanderers. So nearly 4 minutes gone, and Wanderers are trailing by 5 points. Yeah,
great play there by Wanderers. Now let's see if they can keep the ball inside their 50.
Michael Bowden with the kick. Gee, what a beautiful kick that was too. Picked out a teammate at half-back. Now they move the ball into the middle of the ground, Southern Districts. Mark taken by Liam McGregor. Looks to move it on high up and under, putting his teammates under pressure at half-forward. No mark taken, or the umpire called it. In fact, he calls it a mark. And the mark taken there by Braden McLean. The umpire pointing the wrong way there, but McLean certainly with the ball in hand at half-back. Chips it further forward and finds Mick Derrick. 6 points, plays one behind here. We've gone 4.5 minutes. Ball passed back to McLean. Looks to move it on, goes with the left boot. Low penetrating kick finds Cabillo. Cabillo picks it up with ease. Kicks long down towards full forward. Eddie, although he was shoved out of the way, tosses the ball and is caught for a throw. Fair enough too. Zach Smith takes the free kick, whips it out wide here and goes to Cetus. Takes the mark, still inside defensive 50 for Southern Districts.
Cetus with a good kick. McAdam on his own. Still in the defensive half here for Southern Districts. The half back, runs Bowden. Bowden goes inboard, looking in the centre. Well done, Dean Staunton. He started the game well, moves it on quickly. A one-on-one contest. Drop mark by the Districts player, goes and regathers. They've got the numbers here, Districts. Kick it into the 50, a player all by himself, and that's a good mark taken by Jonathan Ross. So Ross takes the mark directly in front of goal, but he's going to have to kick it from about 50. There's no breeze at the moment, and he loves kicking a goal. Very good target up forward for Southern Districts, Ross.
Absolutely. Now let's just see if he can finish the goal.
Kicks it from 49 and getting the distance. He sprayed it to the left. So through for a behind. Wanderers still trailing by 6 points here.
So the Eagles now to bring the ball back into play. Some good signs here for the Crocodiles. Ross getting his hands on the footy, so too Brody Lake. Long kick now. No mark taken for the Crocs by Brody Newman. Spinning through the pack now, McFarlane. Got a handball away. Crocs around the footy though. Liam McGregor got his handball away. Comes to Cetus on the left foot, inside attacking 50. Well picked up by Dre Thompson as the ball hit the ground. Got a handball away. Crocs there in numbers. Dre Thompson comes in again to put the pressure on. Handball comes out from the pack. Player dumped on his head. Gee, sweeping his way through was Manor. That was really well done. Ball comes to Liam Patrick. Goes back to Manor on centre wing now. Grandstand side. Low ball in towards Simon Bates. Punched away from him. Crashing through was Cetus. Coming through nicely, Zach Smith. On the up to Brody Lake. Good play by the Crocodiles. Ball comes to Charlie McAdam. Brody Lake could not get his hands on the footy when he played his first game. He's been in the action really nicely here already as the Crocs look to steady from centre wing.
McAdam just an up and under kick high in the air. Underneath it is camped a Wanderers player on the second grab. Can't take it under enormous pressure. That's a throw. The umpire didn't see it. He just threw it backwards like the good old tunnel ball. Picked up by Dre Thompson. Bangs it into the 50. 1-on-1. Thomas Motlop too strong but couldn't use his body well there. Drops a mark. Eddie goes in again. Hand passes to Bates. Bates probably could have hand passed over the top to Thomas Motlop and has a sprays at the goal and probably should have handed it over the top, but under enormous pressure. But Districts come and cleared out of the 50. Up to centre wing already. Finds a player on his own. That's Keel. Going to deliver it into the 50. Looking for Travis Carroll again. He's got 4 on him. Number of players here for Wanderers. They're easily going to mop up at the back in the safe hands of McLean. Usually a beautiful kick. Just misses Williams. Going to go close to the boundary. Williams, does he keep it in? He's under pressure. Well done to the Southern Districts player. And the ball hasn't gone over yet. The umpire should have called him for a leg. He was trying to tackle him. And a good mark taken in front of us is Totham here for Wanderers.
Marcus Totham, well done. Took that mark, took a bit of courage, moves the ball on nicely and finds a teammate here in the form of Eddie Simpson. Eddie Simpson kicks towards Thomas Motlop. Couldn't find him, and the ball, is that out of bounds on the foot?
Oh, I thought it was actually.
I thought that came off the legs of Simon Bates deep in that right forward pocket. Umpire hasn't called it, so a boundary throw in about 3 metres around from the behind post. Right forward pocket it is, waste no time in getting the ball back into play. Eddie Simpson beaten in the ruck contest, but a hold, and the ball socked off the ground after that. Hasn't gone near the goals, or close enough anyway. And a free kick will go to Eddie Simpson from the ruck contest. We saw him play a game here a few weeks ago, and he was absolutely terrific for the Eagles. So an opportunity here from the ruck contest. He's right of centre, 40-degree angle, kicking from the grandstand side. Can he kick the Eagles' first goal of the afternoon? 7 plays, 1 at this stage. Southern Districts in the lead at the 9-minute mark. This to equalise. So Eddie Simpson will kick from about 40 metres out. On the approach, kick on its way, looks fantastic off the right boot, straight through the middle for the Eagles. Eddie Simpson on the board, scores level here at the 10-minute mark of the first quarter.
Great play there by Eddie Simpson, but I think it started back in the half-back flank by McLean. When every time McLean gets the ball, he really picked out a good target and he uses good foot skills. He picked out Williams. Williams kept the ball in and they kicked it to the half-forward line, and then Thomas Motlop provided contest, and then the ball went out of bounds, and then Eddie Simpson got the free kick. But the connection from the half-back line to the wing to the forward line was really good there by Wanderers, and they're still slowly trying to get their mojo. Southern Districts are really taking them up at the moment, but Wanderers are really holding good game.
So back in the middle, good tap down by Gallo, but only goes as far as Erlandson for Wanderers. Kicks it into the 50. Comes to Totham, but there's a free kick for a push in the back. It's going the way of the Crocs. So I thought it was to Michael Bowden, but it's not. The umpire said play on to Zach Smith. Now he goes back by hand pass to Bowden. Usually a good kick and hits up a teammate. Still at centre half back here, the Crocs. Looking for the switch and play. There's 2-on-1 here. It needs to be a good one, and Wanderers are going to come away with it. So just a poor kick there in the end. Totham delivers it into the 50. Got that man that just kicked the goal, Simpson, all by himself, takes an uncontested mark. 45-degree, very tight angle. He's going to have to kick it from 50. He looks confident. I reckon he's going to...
I think he'll give it a good shot. The first kick he did was really good, and I think he'll give it a good shot.
We're right behind him here. Just a slight breeze favouring him. So as Simpson already kicked one less than a minute ago, and that's gone out of bounds on the full. So that was the special comments curse, not the commentators one. That one. I get away with that one. Free kick here to the Crocs.
And from that free kick now, the ball kick inboard for the Crocodiles. Lachlan Bugaja taking the mark deep in the left back pocket. So kicking to the Michael Long Learning Centre end in this first quarter, the Crocodiles. He kicks up the line. No mark taken, although Newman was there. Sprinting away with the footy here is Manor. Nice little handball to Marcus Totham. Spun around on the 5-cent piece. Set up Cetus there for a moment. Unable to take the footy was Finn Ellis Castle. Ball still bobbling around here close to the boundary. Totham did really well to get it out to Cabillo. And Josh Cabillo, gee, what a strong player he is. He's such an important player for this team. Sees the ball out of bounds, and they'll quickly toss it in here again.
How good's Totham been so far?
Yeah, he's got a lot of the touch of the ball, and he's doing really well, especially when he gets the ball.
So McAdam kicks it out of the ruck, and an uncontested mark there to Dre Thompson. Also started the game well for Wanderers. Queen kicks it into the 50. To get to the back, it does. Picked up there by Duffy for Southern District. Tries to get it to Cetus. Cetus picks it up now. Just nice and calm. Well done to Cetus. Kicks it up the middle, as most coaches love, is up the guts. But Braden McLean won the free kick and plays on quickly. He's got Thomas Motlock one out. Comes to ground. Good hands by Motlock. And he's got called for holding the ball. Was a throw. So Michael Bowden's going to take the free kick in the defensive 50 for Districts. Looking to switch it. Had a player all by himself, but hits up Cetus. So in the defensive half here, the Crocodiles. Just slowing down the play. Well, that was Duffy, sorry. So Duffy goes sideways to a teammate. Still haven't gained much ground here. Just happy to slow it down here, the Crocs. 13 minutes gone. This first quarter. Kicks it up the line. Centre wing here. Wanderers have the numbers. Kinboard switching kick, needs to hit the target. Cetus is well positioned, and that's a great mark to Cetus in the centre square.
Oh, he did beautifully. Held his ground, Cetus. Did nicely now. Just toe pokes it 15.5 metres forward. Finds a teammate in McClendon. McClendon now, the long bomb inside 50. No mark to Newman. Travis Carroll took ball to hand. In fact, that's Travis Carroll now. Grabs hold of the footy, snaps on goal. Does he have the bounce? Does he ever? Straight through the middle. He was the front and centre crummer. Travis Carroll, he's kicked both their goals so far, and that was an absolute beauty. Districts move out to 2-1-13. Wanderers 1-1-7.
Great play there by Cetus. When Cetus got the ball in the middle of the ground, he kicked it all and tried to find Travis Carroll. And great second effort there by Travis Carroll. He's cat-like prowess to really get him up and kick the ball. What I'm really seeing now at the moment is Southern District's intensity and pressure on Wanderers is really on the same level at the moment. So it was really great response play by District. So see what happens to Wanderers now.
It's been a change. So Gallo is in there against Liam Patrick's back into the ruck for Wanderers. Gallo seems to be dominating at the moment. Wins that tap down. Well picked up by Cetus. He was put without the footy. The umpire's seen it. So free kick going to Cetus. It's well read. Great tap down to his good player there, Gallo. And just clearing the pack there. That was unlucky. District's player was all by himself. Couldn't take the mark. Comes out of the defensive 50. Wanderers here have the numbers. Liam Patrick doesn't hit his target with the hand pass. Under enormous pressure out there. Liam Patrick goes back in for Wanderers. Braden McLean, as always, nice and calm. Hits up a teammate. See who that's Bo O'Connell out there. No, he's not playing, sorry. So back to Simon Bates, kicks it from 45, looking to go for a shot at goal, and across the face it goes through for a behind. So Wanderers still trailing Southern Districts by 6 points. 5 points, sorry, as the Southern Districts tick it out. Michael Bowden comes out of the 50.
From that back pocket now, Michael Bowden, lovely left foot kick again Finds Kaya Jones. His kick is good. Finds his hard-working captain in Dean Staunton. Looks into midfield initially. No one was there. Now there is somebody, and he goes to Lake. Having an impact today is Brodie Lake. Runs his full measure, kicks from centre half forward, up inside, attacking 50. Brenton Motlop working hard there. The ball clearing the contest that occurred, and then over the boundary line deep in the right forward pocket. They get an opportunity to set up here again, Fred.
Absolutely. Now see if we can keep it in the 50. Great play by Brodie Lake. Brodie Lake is becoming that linchpin, that connect player that is really bringing the forward in the forward line. He's really running around really well.
Dean Robertson up in the ruck contest now, up against Liam Patrick. Robertson wins it down only as far as Cabillo. Cabillo by foot goes to Dre Thompson, who was only metres away. His kick is errant off the side of the boot, and Mick Derrick under pressure close to the boundary line. He was shoved towards it, and the ball goes over. I thought for a moment there, may have been out of bounds on the foot, not called. Boundary throw in again on the paint of 50 in the right forward pocket. 2-1-13 plays 1-2-8. Districts in the lead. 16 and a half gone in this first quarter.
He throws it in, camped underneath it. Southern District's ruckman in Robertson. Number of players, they're crashing through the pack. The umpire lets it go. Kicked in, hot spot. Travis Carroll one-on-one. Gets his opponent in Jeffrey. Wanderers are going to clear it here. Just an up and under kick. Players here going to get there first is Brodie Lake. Good pickup as well by the young fella. Turns around, delivers it to a teammate all by himself, and well done, Brodie Lake. But a good hit up target, Luke Keel. He's going to have to kick it from 50. Slight angle, Fred, but just well done again to the young fella that you just mentioned, Brodie Lake. And as Dominic said, the game before Christmas couldn't get a touch of the footy. In this game, he's on fire in the first quarter.
I think Brodie's probably one of the best players in the ground in the first quarter. Yep. He's just running. He's just running and doing 1%ers and using really well, and being that lynch connection between the half back and the half forward, and really providing that target.
So Keel comes in. He's going to have to kick it from the paint of 50. He does. Looks good, does it? Bend back and just scrapes through. So another behind there for Southern Districts. Need to make the most of their opportunities. Wanderers 1-2-8, trailing Southern Districts 2-2-14. 18 minutes gone in this first quarter.
I think a bit too far out. He tried to go the distance and tried to kick to the right, and instead of going straight.
Just pulled a little bit.
Braden McLean now from fullback. Spears a pass into Erlinson inside the defensive left-back pocket. So Erlinson now called to play on by the umpire. He does that out towards centre wing. Target out there was the big man in Simpson. Comes off hands. Districts back in control here now. Ball in the hands of Jordan Bailey at centre wing. Kicks long. Back inside attacking 50. No real target to go to. Mark almost taken by Kaya Jones. Districts now getting there in numbers. Jonathan Ross caught with the footy. And the umpire says, I will have it. A good position for Southern Districts. 40 out directly in front. Ball back in the hands of the umpire, Liam Patrick, to go up against Dean Robertson. Robertson up high, wins it. On the burst, Kyle had the footy, didn't take the kick. Handball to Carroll, who wasn't expecting it. Kyle goes back in to get it. This time he handballs it to a teammate. Quick kick. Goes towards Josiah Farah. Drake Thompson grabs it and just runs away from Josiah Farah. Gee, when he puts on the afterburners, he is fantastic to watch. Drake Thompson gets a kick away and finds Eddie Simpson at left half back, who then just steadies play down and goes out wide and finds Erlinson.
And Erlinson plays on, can give it back to Simpson, ignores that. Goes up the line to Thomas Motlop at centre wing, scoreboard side. He's just slowing down the play here, Thomas. It's an up and under kick. He's asked a lot of his cousin, and Matthew Motlop got caught behind there, and an easy mark taken in the end by Michael Bowden. So well done, but he's just missed his target. Put Dean Staunton under enormous pressure. Does well Liam Patrick as well. Dean Staunton's going in again. Captain Courageous, he gets pushed over by Liam Patrick. The numbers here for Wanderers. Good pick up by Joel Cabillo. Quick kick forward, but the numbers here are for Southern Districts. Mosley is going to come out of the defensive 50. Needs to hit up his target. That's a poor kick again. Thomas Motlop takes the mark. Plays on. Just a chip kick to the top of the 50. Manor takes it for Wanderers. Has a shot on goal. And it looks good off the boot, and it sails through the big stick. So Wanderers have their second on the board. Just errant kicking there by Southern Districts. Missed their targets, and they took the most of their opportunities, Wanderers, and get another goal on the board.
Oh, absolutely. In this game, you've got to make sure you hit your targets. And before that, Districts are really doing really well. They were hitting all their targets in the back line and the center line. Just one missed kick, and now they've got a guy. And Wanderers are really good at that. It was a really poor kick, and then managers got onto it, and they put it forward, and they kicked the goal. But that's something Wanderers really breed off the mistakes. So it'd be interesting. So far, Districts have done really well with their skills and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see where things go from the District centre bounce.
20-minute mark here of the first quarter, and Southern Districts just in that passage of play, I thought, just started to look tired. We enter time on here. Let's see what happens. Districts win the ruck contest through Patrick Gallo. Luke Kyle again having an impact. Got it back to a teammate there, and they kicked forward through Bailey. Player caught here at centre half forward, and illegally so, said the umpire. The ball went to Cabillo. Handball's away. Kick up towards half-back, hit player there in Brody Lake, who should have taken the mark and didn't. Now sprinting away from the contest, McFarlane has the shot on goal, and he doesn't make any mistake at all, does McFarlane. He's a quality player. Dane McFarlane kicks the goal, and here we are into that classic red time. That's the second goal now for Wanderers in that red time. They move to 3-2-20, and now for the first time in this match in the lead, Districts 2-2-14.
Yeah, that came off another poor disposal by Southern District. Two missed mark, one in the half-forward flank where they could have given the goal ball into their half-forward flank, and then poor Brody Lake, who's playing really well. He missed that mark there, and then all of a sudden they got the rewards, and McFarlane got the goal.
So the ruckmen go at it. Gallo again with an easy tap down, but straight to opposition player. So Wanderers come again. Can they get another one in the red zone? Kicks it forward, Thomas Motlop. Eddie's in a good position here, but it bounces over the top. He slaps it in, keeps it in. Southern District's player had given up there, and Simon Bates, quick kick, gets up, and it just trickles out of bounds right near the behind post. So just a bit of a poor effort there by Bosley. Just thought the ball was going over, and he slapped it back in. So lucky to get away with that one. Boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket here for Wanderers. 22 minutes gone. Taken out of the ruck by Simpson, has another crack at it, goes sailing through, and I think it's just scraped in. No, it's gone out of bounds on the full. So the free kick here to Southern Districts in Brody Lake. It hits the behind post on the full. So they really need to hit a target here, Brody Lake. The responsibilities here, the young fella. They goes across the face of goal to Michael Bowden. Not much up forward, as Dominic said. They look to be getting a little bit tired. Finds Ross. Some defensive half here, the Crocs. Dangerous kick, and a drop mark again there by the District's player in McLinden. So dangerous area here again as the siren goes to end the first quarter. So Wanderers are in front, leading Southern Districts 3-2-20, Southern Districts 2-2-14.
If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real, together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
So here we are, the players huddling together, particularly Southern Districts, having a look at their boards. The score, it's a 6-point ball game after Southern Districts led early. Wanderers now 3-2-20, Southern Districts 2-2-14. Time now for some first quarter highlights.
With Dean Staunton, the captain there for Southern Districts, kicks it into the 50. Carroll's on the lead and he takes the mark directly in front of goal, about 35 metres out. Looks good off the boot and it's straight through the big stick. So exactly what Southern Districts needed. They get the first goal on the board.
Right forward pocket and he's wasting no time in getting the ball back into play. Eddie Simpson beaten in the ruck contest, but a hold and a free kick will go to Eddie Simpson from the ruck contest. Will kick from about 40 metres out. On the approach, kick on its way. It looks fantastic off the right foot. Straight for the Eagles. Eddie Simpson on the board. Scores left defender now. The long bomb inside 50. No mark to Newman. Travis Carroll took all the hand. In fact, that's Travis Carroll now. Grabs hold of the foot. He snaps on goal. Does he have the bounce? Does he ever? Straight through the middle. He was the front and centre crummer. Travis Carroll, he's kicked both their goals so far.
Thomas Motlop takes the mark, plays on, just a chip kick to the top of the 50. Manor takes it for Wanderers, has a shot on goal, and it looks good off the boot, and it sails through the big sticks.
Brody Lake, who should have taken the mark and didn't, now sprinting away from the contest. McFarlane has the shot on goal, and he doesn't make any mistake at all, does McFarlane. He's a quality player.
This is the TIO live on ABC Digital Radio and streaming on the ABC Listen app.
Welcome back to Marara Oval, our round 12 clash here, the first round back after the Christmas New Year break. Wanderers in third position, taking on Southern Districts in 6th place. And at quarter time, it is Wanderers with a 1-goal break. 3-2-20, leading Southern Districts 2-2-14. Fred, what changes, if any, do you expect for this second quarter from either team?
I think from Southern Districts, I'd like to see the same intensity. I think their coach, Matt Cannon, would probably say to them, look, go out there with the same intensity, you know, calm it down, slow it down. I think Districts, the first half, they were really playing on a momentum and adrenaline and going really fast. I think they need to know how to balance it out. Go fast, but then when they're in control of the ball, go slow as well. That then helps them to keep their time and also not waste their energy and make them get tired. So I'd like to see more of the balancing from Southern Districts and see if they can keep the same intensity with Wanderers. For Wanderers, I think it's just business as normal for them. This is what they have been showing for the last, 8 games and since the season started, and be interesting to see for Wanderers if they really push onto it, and if really the ball's in Wanderers' courts, and if they really can step up, or if District can really push them as high as they can.
Thanks for that, Fred. Fred Murphy here with special comments this afternoon. About to get underway here in the second quarter. Natasha Medbury to do that for us.
Yeah, back in the ruck is Gallo that's dominating. So Liam Patrick is chopping out with a couple of other players for Wanderers. The umpire throws it high. Again, Gallo with the easy tap down. Cedars couldn't get there well. Picked up by Josh Cabillo. Just hand passes out to space. Picked up by a teammate. It's going to go out of bounds on the full. So good pressure there by Southern Districts, but I think Districts are really dominating in the ruck here in the first quarter, and to start the second quarter, really need to utilise the big man in Gallo. As he trots forward, Dean Staunton with the free kick, hits up a teammate and Duffy. Duffy plays on, so he tries to dance around his opponent. Comes off the side of the boot, so it's a dangerous area here. Wanderers have the numbers. Well picked up by Dre Thompson. Dances around one, gets around another, and then finds Thomas Motlop on centre wing. Scoreboard side has a bounce. Draws his player in McAdam. Long kick into the 50, and again, that man Bosley just knocks it over the boundary. So Eddie is finding it hard to get his hands on the footy here today. I think that's been a great matchup.
Absolutely. I'm a bit disappointed. Districts missed 2 missed tackles there in the middle there. They should have held, and Trey Thompson was really good to get out of it. But just, you know, those are the things that really could come and haunt you, and the players start thinking, wow.
Ruck contest now in the right forward pocket. Gallo wins it down for Southern Districts. They take it away by hand initially, and then Luke Kyle by foot up towards centre wing. Spills into the hands of Jonathan Ross. Quick kick out, goes towards the boundary and just underneath the scoreboard. And the players looking for, calling for and receiving a deliberate out of bounds on the full. Wow.
I think they swayed the umpire there.
That's a harsh call. Wanderers now with ball in hand and lovely foot skills. Off to Tottenham, and Tottenham away inside 50. Wanderers just weren't prepared for that. No one really went for the footy. Districts on the clean-up now. The ball in the hands of Cetus. Cetus picks up and goes by foot to Zach Smith. Zach Smith out to centre wing. His player was standing still, Billy Rolfe, not on the move at all. Warwick Williams cut that off beautifully at left centre wing. Now he spears in a pass. Cut off initially there by Southern Districts. Ball spills. Charlie McAdam under pressure now from Simon Bates. Loses his footing. Eddie Simpson comes in with the one hand, if you don't mind. The big ruckman picks up the ball beautifully. Gets it away to McFarlane. That's Dane. He spots up a teammate. Can't take the mark in Bryden Hodson. The ball tapped back to him from the 50-metre arc. Little chip. Goes to Brett Eddy. He bombs away at goal and bombs away unsuccessfully. Fred Murphy had a lot of time there, and he kicked the ball out of bounds on the full.
Absolutely, he had a lot of time. There's a lot of the Southern Districts players were just standing still. They didn't want to fill the space. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get the ball out of the back line.
To play on here, Southern Districts. Kick out wide, close to the boundary. Good mark taken there by the Districts player. I think that was Jones out there. Kai Jones coming through the midfield now. Districts under enormous pressure. Tackled with the footy, trying to pick up a teammate here. Teammate takes out a teammate there for the Crocs. Back to Staunton. Staunton hits up a target. That's good hands taken by Rolfe, I think that is.
Yep.
Hand passes to a player running past in Cetus, and that's a mongrel kick, but Ross ends up taking it on the bounce, kicks it into the 50. Underneath it is Farah, comes to the front where Travis Carroll was. He couldn't get there. Brody Lake goes without it. Good tackle by Carroll, and the umpire's going to pin him. Well done by Carroll on Tottenham. And
one umpire called play on, and the other umpire called dropping the ball.
So that's a 50-50, but the closest officiating umpire is the one that gives the call. So Travis Carroll, I've seen him bang him home from here. He's going to have to kick it from about 51. Slight angle. Slight breeze coming into his face, only a slight one. Bangs it from the paint of 50. Does get up the legs. No, it's going to land in the square, and it's a good mark in the end taken by the Southern Districts player. Can't quite see who that is.
Might be Luke Kyle, I think.
Luke Kyle? Yep. Absolutely right. So he's taken the mark uncontested in the end around a pack of players. It goes through and slots the goal for Southern Districts. What they needed gets him within a point of Wanderers. So the first goal for Wanderers for Southern Districts in the second quarter. Nearly 4.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, good mark there by Luke Kyle, and Travis Carroll keeps doing what he's doing, providing a target and a great kick there. But Wanderers, their defenders were caught off guard. They weren't man to man and feeling each other to see where their players were.
No talk either. It didn't look like out there.
No talk. So so then Kyle was able to come in and take an uncontested mark there. So it'll be interesting to see if the Wanderers backline really communicate with each other. So this simply square will be very interesting now. The Districts have evened it up. Now we'll see if Wanderers can come back.
I just started to think, could Southern Districts win a game with Travis Carroll being their only goal kicker? That's not going to happen now. Liam Patrick wins that ruck contest down only as far as Cetus. He goes back to Gallo. In fact, it was Robertson by hand. Robertson to a teammate there in Bugaja, who got a kick away, but that kick was marked by Derek for the Eagles. Derek now goes up towards half forward. No mark. Simpson picked it up beautifully. Got a handball away to McFarlane, who was caught with the footy. Now the ball stripped from his opponent. Coming in strongly for a tackle was Jordan Bailey. Players go to ground, so too the ball. Districts come away with it through Rolfe. Warwick Williams almost took the mark in the centre of the ground. Trying to scoop it up now for Wanderers was Daniel Fuller. Districts come away with it at half forward. Brodie Newman, using his body to good effect, picks up the footy, goes to ground. The umpire says it's a high tackle. Travis Carroll not very happy with that. Brodie Newman doesn't muck around. Gets a handball away to Warwick Williams inside defensive 50. He kicks out very wide and bounces it just inside the line. Will they call for deliberate on that one, Fred?
That was very interesting. That was probably one of the first kicks that Wanderers have done that hasn't hit a target.
Very true.
And so it's, yeah, maybe the pressure, the tiredness is creeping. So it'll be interesting to see who gets tired first.
So Ellis Castle's just ran on and taken up the ruck position against Robinson. They hit it straight back over the nose. It's kept in by the Wanderers player. A number of times they've done that. Looks like it's going out. They've kept it in. Good effort there. The mark taken by the Southern Districts player. Switches up the play. Brodie Lake has a player running for him at centre wing. Kicks it over. Should pick it up here, the Districts player in Bailey, but under pressure probably went too easy at that, so Wanderers are going to run away. There's that man again, the link-up man in Thompson. Dre Thompson kicks it into the 50. Oh. Simon Bates was underneath it. Enormous courage there by Cetus and kicks it into the middle here. Farah goes without it. Robinson's in there as well for Districts. He comes out with the footy. Well done, the big ruckman. He's trying to settle it down here, Southern Districts, to McLinden. Through centre wing, kicks it forward to errant kick again, but manages to make its way through to the Districts player McGregor. Liam McGregor kicks it out in front of Travis Carroll against Jordan Jeffrey. Just uses his body here. Carroll goes for the big sticks and just misses. He did all the work off the footy there, Travis Carroll, and just missed the goal there, through for a behind for Southern District. So an even ball game here at Marara with 7.5 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Travis would have nailed that for sure.
Well, good intensity here from both teams. Southern Districts lifting again. Mark taken out wide here by Dane McFarlane. And on the mark there is Jonathan Farah. Needs to lift his game. He's a good player. Haven't seen much of him at all. Long kick now from McFarlane. Lake up high, got underneath the footy. Totham stayed down, gathered the footy. Kick up the line, close to the boundary, looking for a target there in Thomas Motlop. Close to him, Charlie McAdam, but the ball out of bounds and over. About 65 around from the Eagles' goal on the Morris Rioli grandstand side. Score check here, 21 apiece. 8 minutes gone in this second quarter. Boundary throw in. Robertson up high, wins it down. Districts to come away with it. Lake with a handball to Bugaja. He was brought to ground. Lake goes back in again to get the footy. Duffy had it, lost it. Ooh. Tackle pressure coming here and a player down. Lake it is for Southern Districts, and the umpire about 10 metres away calls for the footy at the contest point. Cetus passing the ball to the umpire at half forward here for the Eagles. Brett Eddy stripped of the footy as he took it out of the ruck contest. Players diving in. Bugaja again there for Southern Districts. Coming away with it now is Manor for the Eagles. Kick up inside, attacking 50. Somehow the ball landed in the hand of Thomas Motlop. He lost it, gathered by Bowden. Long kick on the left foot. High flyer there was Daniel Fuller. Districts trying to get the ball forward. Kick was smothered. Lovely handball from McLean. Finds Matthew Motlop. Steadying kick from him. Finds a teammate in Bryden Hodgson.
Bryden Hodgson finds Warwick Williams. That was just on 15, if that.
10.5.
Oh, lucky. Williams takes on his opponent in Duffy. Kicks it across a one-on-one. And a good mark taken by Cetus, I think that is, out there for Southern Districts. Beautiful one-on-one mark. Kicks it out wide, has a player on. It's run down there is Bowden. Bowden takes an uncontested mark, kicks it forward to a teammate in McGregor. McGregor's got some space, looks up, has Duffy. Duffy's run to the top of the 50. So he's just slowed down the footy. He's got the big ruckman running in there and then kicks an errant kick and an easy takeaway mark by Matthew Motlop. Then finds McFarlane in the middle by himself for Wanderers. Kicks it into the 50. Got a player running into the spot that he kicked it, and a beautiful kick in the end for Erlandson. So Erlandson had to run to the spot, but McFarlane saw the space and kicked it to where he wanted his teammate to run. And Erlandson takes the mark. Going to have to kick it from 45. Slight angle here. Good setup play there, Fred.
Oh, absolutely. But great play by Matthew Motlop. He read the play and knew the ball was going to be kicked to one of the district's players, and then got the ball and a really good kick into the middle, and then end up with Erlandson.
Just check,
No,
Natasha. I think it might be Sean Manor.
Yeah, it is Sean Manor, sorry. So Sean Manor already kicked a goal in the first quarter. Kicks it from 48. Looks good off the boot. No one's in the goal square, so they all backed him, and he lets his opponent Cedar Snow. So through for a goal. He's got his second on the board, does Manor. So Wanderers, I think it should be 4-3-27. Leading Southern Districts 3-3-21. Nearly 11 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Yeah, great play by Wanderers there. Another Southern Districts mistake. They had the ball on the half-forward flank. Instead of going long and putting Wanderers...
Rory had the numbers as well,
they should have gone long, because Travis Carroll was providing a good target. They went across to the half-forward flank, and intercepted by Marlon Motlop. He's got some really good skills, straight into the middle, and then a really great kick to the Manor line. And Wanderers are really making the most of their opportunities. They're not making much skill level mistakes. Districts are the ones.
Ball tossed high in the middle. Up goes Gallo, wins it down, but taken away from the middle by Bryden Hodson. Just streaks through the centre, had a bounce, kicked long from 50, and kicks off to the right. Looks spectacular, just needed to finish it with a straight kick. Another point on the board. 27 plays 21. The Eagles now in the lead by a goal. Errant kick in. Punched away by Marcus Totham. Eddie Simpson gathered the footy, swept a handball towards Thomas Motlop. Charlie McAdam got himself into a good position, took the high contact from Thomas Motlop and took the free. Rescued them right on that spot, did Charlie McAdam. Now the ball out to Dean Staunton. Runs long, kicks long, down the centre wing, off hands. Ball gathered there by Joel Cabillo. Miss kick. Handball comes out from Districts, but only to Sean Manor. Now the handball's inboard, go to Warwick Williams. Steps around an opponent beautifully. From centre wing, kicks long and high and wide and out of bounds on the full. The ball to be taken out there by Zach Smith for Southern Districts. 4-3-27, Wanderers plays Districts 3-3-21. 12.5 minutes gone in this second quarter.
So Zach Smith with the free kick. Warwick Williams seems to be the go-to man for Wanderers in that back line. Errant kick with that one. Kicks it up the line. Number of players. Comes to ground. Umpire says play on. Kicked off the ground by the Crocs player. So it trickles out of bounds. What's the umpire going to call that? Braden McLean's trying to fool the umpire this time with a deliberate out of bounds, going to have his free kick, but not this time. The umpire says no, not out of bounds deliberately. So a boundary throw in 55 around from the Crocs goal. The umpire quickly throws it in. Well done by Gallo as well. Hits it down to his teammate, but an easy mark taken by Braden McLean. Finds that man, Warwick Williams, still in the defensive 50 here, Wanderers. Asking for a lead. Going to be a good kick, and hits his teammate on the chest. That goes and drops a mark. Umpire says play on, was under a bit of pressure. Dean Staunton comes through with the afterburners on. Chips it over to Travis Carroll. Tried to use his body against Jordan Jeffrey that time. Didn't get away with it. Under pressure here, Wanderers. And the kick falls in the arms of Jordan Bailey. So 48 metres out from goal. And McFarlane need to be careful not to get close to the player taking the kick. I thought the umpire would have called that, but kicks it to the hot spot. Doesn't look like a good kick. Braden McLean comes from the back, punches it forward, taken by Joel Capillo, trying to get it to Liam Patrick. In there is Ross for the Crocs. Up and under kick. It's going to land at the top of the goal square. Warwick Williams, an unrealistic attempt there. The umpire, I think, has called him. And a free kick is going to the Southern Districts player directly in front of goal, the top of the goal square. Warwick Williams has stayed down. He got up pretty high and he landed on his head or his shoulder. So the free kick is going to Duffy for Southern Districts. Geez, he's taking a run up as long as what a bowler would do, a fast bowler in cricket.
That was that advantage, though, Fred, that you talked about before. Instead of the short little kick, the target there was clearly Travis Carroll. And he never looked like taking the mark initially, but he cleared a path for the footy.
Yep.
Got the ball on the ground, instantly created pressure.
Absolutely. I hope Warwick Williams is all right, because he seems to be the general for Wanderers in the back line. And gee, if he goes off the ground, they'll miss a really big hog of their defensive back line.
And that looks like exactly what's going to happen,
yeah,
Tash.
he's coming off. I reckon he'll have to check his head out. I think that's what broke his fall. He got up pretty high. I'm not sure how it was unrealistic, because I thought he nearly took it. So free kick here to Matthew Duffy for the Crocs, and drills it through the big sticks. He made the umpire work, but he's gone through for a goal. So Matt Duffy has his first for the game, and Southern Districts have their fourth on the board. So 4-4-28, still trailing Wanderers Southern Districts 4-3-27. 15.5 minutes gone in the second quarter, sorry.
I think it still goes back to the old adage, Tash, if a team that makes the most of their opportunities, you know, and no matter what, they've got 4-3 to 4-3, really close game, really vibrant, pressures on for both teams. Wanderers are bleeding off the mistakes of Southern Districts, and Southern Districts, they're hanging around. They're hanging around, and what hopefully they've learned, that they kick it strong to the forward line, full forward pocket, they can really put pressure on Wanderers' back line.
Interesting. Sorry, Fred. It's just going to say Warwick Williams still has not left the ground yet, and Daniel Fuller's actually run on already.
Yeah, I don't know how that's
a bit.
And the trainer actually left them. I don't understand how the trainer's gone back onto the field and didn't come off with the injured player.
Anyway, from the middle of the ground now, another free kick being given from the ruck contest. The ball was going the way of the Eagles, but a free kick for a high tackle has been given now to Luke Kyle for the Crocodiles. Having an eventful game here, Luke Kyle, doing very well for his team. So from the middle of the ground, kicks long into attacking 50. Contest between Brenton Motlop and Liam McGregor. Ball comes to ground. McGregor back in again. Gets a kick away, but a free kick paid. And the umpire asking for the ball to be brought back. And I think a free kick to be paid to Southern Districts, and it will go to McGregor for a high tackle.
Gee, that was pretty lucky. I think the Southern Districts are putting their head over the ball, and they seem to be getting a few of the free kicks. So let's just see if McGregor can make the most of this opportunity. They have to, because Wanderers always going to come back.
And I'm pretty sure his opponent was Warwick Williams before he came off.
So, Fred, you talked a moment ago about opportunities and making the most of them. McGregor not taking much time at all with this kick. Didn't look confident at all. The ball close to the line here. Hasn't gone over. Kept in by the Eagles. Jonathan Ross with ball in hand. Brought to ground, and a great tackle. And Cabillo, I think it's going to be, Joel Cabillo rewarded for that terrific tackle, but almost a disaster there for the Eagles close to the line. Could have been a Southern Districts goal. Long kick now. Out of defence. Robertson belting it back in favour of Southern Districts. Close to the boundary line, Billy Rolfe just flicked it over to ensure that they could settle again for another boundary throw-in and ruck contest. 17, almost 18 minutes gone here in this second quarter. 28 plays 27. Wanderers in the lead by that point.
So Ellis Castle against Robinson in the ruck, boundary throw-in. Robinson taps it forward to the advantage to Crocs. Coming out of the pack was the Crocs player, but hits up a defender in McFarlane. So Wanderers with another defensive mark out wide. Not sure who he's kicking it to. He's put a lot of pressure on Drake Thompson. Thompson comes away with it in the end. He puts the afterburners on. 2 against 1. Gets the hand pass away to Eddie. Eddie tries to get there for Wanderers. There's 3 on 2 in favour of Districts here. Still at fight for the footy. Good tackle by Thompson. Districts under enormous pressure at centre wing in front of our commentary box. Underneath it, it's Cetus, and a good mark taken by the Wanderers player in Newman. Brody Newman camped underneath it, and good hands in the end. Cetus put the pressure on him. So not much up forward here for Newman, so he just bombs away down the line. And 2 Districts players just absolutely crunch each other in the air. One of them was Robinson. that didn't have his eye on the footy, and not his teammate that was coming through in Zach Smith, but they're both okay, so the ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Well, I'll tell you what, Matt Cannard would be very impressed with his players' commitment, that's for sure. Robertson winning that ruck contest, belting the ball close to the boundary. Erlinson with time and space, able to pick up, wheel around, kick the ball back in the direction of the Eagles' goal. Coming through strongly now, McClendon, high up and under. Brodie Newman under the footy again, sets himself for the mark, can't do it. Farah had the ball, lost the footy. Warwick Williams back on the ground, fantastic to see. Got the handball up to Brodie Newman. His kick cut off again by Dean Robertson. Gets it sideways, goes to Zach Smith. His kick out there towards Jordan Bailey. Couldn't take possession. Finn Ellis-Castle could. Dispossessed. Free kick paid. Southern Districts keeping up the intensity here. McClendon now. The kick went to Staunton. Perhaps Farah should have gone for the mark. Goes back in for the footy now. Flicks it up towards Robertson. Robertson working hard at ground level. Got it to Cetus. Cetus back towards Robertson. Steadying here is Ben Ahmad at centre half forward. Had the footy, lost the footy. Matthew Motlop coming in to lay a tackle. And the ball held up at centre half forward for Southern Districts. 20.5 minutes gone. Danger time for them. What can they do with the footy now?
Robinson hits it out of the ruck straight to Erlinson. Erlinson with a quick kick forward. Thought that was a push in the back. The umpire saw it like that as well. So Simpson with the free kick for Wanderers in the centre square. Just forward to the halfway mark. Bombs it in. Looking for Eddie. Eddie with great body work against his opponent, but drops a chest mark he should have taken. Gets out to Totham. Totham off the side of the boot through the goals, and he's kicked it. So Marcus Totham's got his first for the game, but a good goal in the end. But Simpson just belted it in there, and Eddie dropped the mark he probably should have taken. But at the end, fortunate that Totham was able to kick the goal for Wanderers. 5-3-33, leading Southern Districts 4-3-27. 21 minutes gone in the second quarter.
And Fred Murphy, exactly as happened in the first quarter. As soon as we hit red time, Wanderers had a goal on the board.
Yeah, great play there by Eddie Simpson. He used the ball really well, kicked the ball straight down to Eddie. Eddie really pushed his body around against Grayson and really got the ball to the ground, and then great crumbing by Totham. It seems to me that Districts are slowing down a bit. They seem a bit tired. Wanderers are tired, but they seem to be making the most of opportunities and really trying that a little bit harder.
Patrick Gallo in the ruck contest now against Finn Ellis-Castle. Patrick Gallo, the much bigger man. Ellis-Castle up high, one down by Gallo. Only as far as Erlinson, I think it might have been in the middle. In fact, it was McFarlane. So McFarlane gets himself up. Ball in the hands of the umpire. Gallo goes again. And the ball won out of the middle this time by the Eagles through McFarlane. Up towards half forward. McAdam up high. Got hands to it. Couldn't take the mark. Shoved out of the way. A space cleared. Bowden comes through. Handball on the up. Went straight to Finn Ellis-Castle for the Eagles. Here's high up and under inside 50. No mark taken. Ball taken by Lake for Districts. Flicks a handball out wide to McAdam. He goes further still to Cetus. Cetus up to his teammate there, and Kyle was clearly shoved under the footy. Play on, says the umpire. Contest close to the boundary line at half forward. Play on again, says the umpire. Players piling in. Ball comes out towards Williams. Scoots away from an opponent. Wheels around on the right boot. Kicks back inside 50. Simpson's there. Off hands. No mark taken. McAdam in the game again. On the ground, he's dragged down, ball dragged away from him, ball close to the boundary line. In fact, it's over the boundary, and 55 metres around from the Eagles' goal, there will be a boundary throw-in. 23 minutes gone, 33 plays 27. The Eagles have a one-goal lead.
On the paint of 50, the boundary throw-in here in favour of Wanderers. Robinson gets underneath it. Wanderers come away here. Quick kick in by Cabillo across the face, and good mark taken by Totham. Kicked a goal a couple of minutes ago. But beautiful hit up, so directly in front, but he's going to have to kick it about 50 as Brenton Motlop comes trotting past, I think looking for the hand pass. So this will be right on his measure, young Totham. He comes in, kicks it from 49. It's going to land short at will. Eddie punches, tries to go for the mark, but it's punched through in the end. So just on his distance there, Totham through for a behind. So Wanderers go to 5-4-34. Southern Districts 4-3-27. Quick kick out by by Southern Districts. Hand passes to Bowden as the siren goes to end the first half. Wanderers are leading Southern Districts 5-4-34. Southern Districts 4-3-27.
do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2021 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
Brody. You know, you're running yourself into the ground. You're not getting this touching out. The leaders need to step up for districts.
Third quarter about to get underway here. The umpires just getting players into position. Natasha Medbury to take us away.
Gallo wins the tap for Southern Districts once again against Liam Patrick. Jared Erlinson picks it up for Wanderers. Hand passes to McFarlane. Farlane off the side of his boot, but finds a teammate in Mannery. That was deliberate as well. He knows what he's doing, McFarlane. A very, very good player for Wanderers. Kicks it to the top, and big Eddie Simpson, that man that we were talking about. So Brett Eddie's being kept quiet, of course, but Eddie Simpson, geez, he's a big unit as well. Took a good grab. Under pressure, so it was a contested footy, but just led straight away when Manor had the footy. So directly in front, kick it about 40 metres out. So he's just lost his boot, putting his boot back on. That's why the time's been blown off at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's a tough call for Josh Ennis, the Southern Districts player, on Simpson, but you know, he has to really try to tickle him man to man and try to put him off a game some other ways. Otherwise, he could be the difference between districts winning or losing.
So Simpson kicked one in the first quarter. Been very dominant in the forward 50 for Wanderers. Comes in. No breeze whatsoever, kicking to the airport end here at Marara. Looks good off the boot, and he's just missed it to the left. So through for a behind. First score on the board to start this second quarter to Wanderers. Still leading by 8 points here against Southern Districts in the third quarter.
Bringing the ball back into play now, Zach Smith goes out wide, right back pocket, finds Michael Bowden. Certainly been in the game. Known for his precision kicking, signals that he's going to go long, looks to step around Simon Bates, then has to go with the right boot. Oh, Cetus with the fly. Up high, took the grab at half back. Now looks to move the ball quickly into midfield and does that. Finds Liam McGregor. What can they do with it here, Southern Districts? Wanderers have scored first. First time they've done that in this game. Ball went to Charlie McAdam, then off to Zach Smith. His kick was poor. Cleaned up here by Thomas Motlop at half-back for the Eagles. Kicks out towards the boundary line. McAdam in pursuit. But the boundary line to win. McAdam says, hey, hang on. How about deliberate umpire? And the umpire says, toss it in, please. Not happening there.
No, I didn't fool the umpire with that one.
No. I reckon the first one was a harsh one, and the umpires have really pulled it back in since that moment. Boundary throw in now right in front of our commentary position here. Gallo up against Patrick. Gallo got it down there to his teammate in McGregor. No one could pick it up cleanly. Lake soccers the footy off the ground under pressure from Totham. And Totham now asking for deliberate out of bounds, and the umpires are getting a bit sick of this and just ignoring the players now. 8-point lead here. Wanderers in the lead. Boundary throw in right in the centre of the Morris Rioli grandstand on the boundary.
So Gallo and Patrick underneath it, goes behind the both of them. Gallo goes back in for a second effort. Erlinson tries to steal it off him, comes crashing through the pack, kicked off the ground by Staunton in the back in the end. So free kick. No, sorry, that's Cetus. So Cetus took a good grab just earlier, so he's got the free kick.
Get the ball in there.
Travis Carroll, he's led and didn't hit him, so now doesn't have much to kick to. He's just kicked it to the hot spot, and camped underneath it is McFarlane. McFarlane drops the footy, but a free kick in the end for a push in the back. So that was Newman, Brody Newman kicks it out wide to McLean. Links up now with that man, McFarlane has a bounce. Ross is chasing him. Good chase by Ross, gives it back to McLean, playing the 1-2 here against Ross. And Ross intercepts, gets a footy, but then is dumped. No one's there to help him. No Southern Districts player whatsoever got over there to help him. So McLean butters up, finds Patrick. So Liam Patrick's had a bit of a quiet game in the centre square here. Not much on offer, so demands a lead from Cabillo. The good work, Josh Cabillo spins around, looking for a teammate. Thomas Motlop's all by himself. Just missed the footy there, Thomas Motlop. Cleaned up here by Southern Districts, but it goes straight to Wanderers player in Manor. Manor dances around one, then Farah puts pressure on him. Manor gets the footy back, has a ping at the goals, goes across the face and just misses those goals there, does Manor, but good second effort by Manor for Wanderers and through for a behind. Geez, that was a good effort.
Game picking up in intensity here. Michael Bowden bringing the ball back into play. Goes to Lachlan Bugaja. His kick is a good one. Out wide to Staunton. Was confronted front on. Must be a free kick. He does play on and play on quickly. Kicks out wide now looking for Billy Rolfe. Can't take the mark under pressure from Brenton Motlop. He gathers and goes to Brodie Newman. Been a key defender for them all season. His kick is a good one. Goes to and finds Jordan Jeffrey. He finds Finn Ellis-Castle. Chain of handballs finds Finn Ellis-Castle with the ball again. Little chip from him is excellent into the middle of the ground and goes to Cabillo. Tries to step around an opponent in Zach Smith, who nailed him in the tackle. And then Districts play on through Liam McGregor and lose the footy. Well, they just needed to steady there. And Fred Murphy, our special comments man, has talked about that a number of times. Farah manhandled there without the footy. Lake goes forward at half back. Taking it is Jordan Bailey. Gets it away and Lake has it in hand again. Handball is poor. Goes to Cetus. Buys himself time and space. Gee, the good players do that well, and he's one of those. Fires it out wide to Bailey. Bailey's kick is poor. Goes to Duffy in the end. He goes right into the middle of the ground where there's a lot of space for Bugaja. His kick up towards Carroll is poor. And Dre Thompson with speed. That was superb. Handball to Warwick Williams was a bit in hope. Warwick Williams makes it look fantastic. Little chip to Thomas Motlop. Drops it, goes back in and picks it up again. Kicks up towards Eddie. He's shoved under the footy, and that will be a free kick against Andrew Bosley. And it will go to Brett Eddy just to the left of centre, 45 metres from goal.
A little bit harsh there. I thought that Eddie probably felt the bit of the forearm in the back and threw himself forward. He did not attempt to take that mark whatsoever.
Bosley just did too much on it. Just didn't need to do it. Brett Eddy with his first deliberate shot at goal for the afternoon. Trots in from 45, kicks on goal and misses. Well, Fred, Wanderers are doing all the attacking at the moment, but they're not taking those opportunities.
Take the opportunity. Great. You've got to take the opportunity. Great play, though, by Drake Thompson, the back line. Great pickup. Straight to that man, Warwick Williams, and back to Brett Eddy. So Wanderers have missed about 3 points in a row. So it'll be interesting to see if Districts can make the most of their opportunities.
So Bowden plays on.
What a lovely kick.
Cetus.
Something about left footers and the way they use the footy.
Cetus usually finds a target. Very good player is James Cetus. So umpire asks him to play on. So just an up and under kick. Brodie Lake this time times himself with the pack. Ball comes down. A good tackle laid on as well. The umpire lets it go. Matt's in there. Gets a ball out to Staunton. Staunton kicks it forward, and camped underneath it is that man, Warwick Williams. Had leather poisoning here today so far at Marara. Tries to find Braden McLean. Goes without it. McGregor hand passes it back. So that was Rolfe. So umpires found a free kick. Should be going the way of Districts here. It is. Work by McGregor. McGregor looking for Ross. 2-on-1. At the back is Newman. Comes to the back of the pack. And it goes and trickles out of bounds close to the behind post. So a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket here for Southern Districts. Dangerous opportunity here. They need to get a goal.
A lot of Southern Districts forwards were dragged up the field, so he had no one to kick to.
10-point ball game here. Boundary throw-in's a good one. Robertson up in the ruck contest, takes it out of the ruck contest, snaps it goal, the big man from the forward pocket. That is a superb goal there from Dean Robertson, and exactly what Natasha Medbury was talking about a moment ago. It's precisely what they needed. They trailed by 10 points. They now only trail by 4, and for his efforts, Dean Robertson charges off the field.
200-metre sprint.
That was superb. The big man leaves the field in front of the Nightcliff players, actually, who are here for their game, which follows. That was an excellent goal, Fred Murphy.
Great play by Robertson. Maybe a move that we could happen is Gallo in the ruck and Robertson change your full forward. And Robertson go out full forward and provide that big target, and Gallo and Robertson change from full forward to a ruck and, you know, try to things up, because Wanderers don't have a really big back line. So maybe that could stretch them in the back line.
So back in the middle, Patrick. As we said, Gallo's come back on for Dean Robinson. Liam Patrick doesn't even jump that time, but ends up with the footy. Probably the right thing to do against a big man. So free kick going to McAdam for Southern Districts.
Held his position beautifully there.
He did 2-on-1. Was against Thomas Motlop, who is a very strong player as well. Kicks it out wide. Tui's. And a silly free kick given away by Zach Smith. The shepherd off the footy. Not within the 5 metres, so silly. Free kick going to McFarlane, delivers it in to Eddie on the chest, so just left his defensive players hanging there, did Zach Smith. So Eddie is going to have a shot on goal, kick it from about 51. He's got a thumping boot on him, 45-degree angle, no breeze whatsoever. Just missed the last opportunity. This is his second shot on goal for the game. We're nearly 10 minutes into the third quarter. They're in front by 4 here, Wanderers. Kicks it from the paint to 50. Got too close to the man on the mark, so it's going to drop short in the goal square. Double-fisted punch there by the Southern District's defender. Simon Bates is thrown off the footy. Tottenham picks it up. Hand passes to Thomas Motlop, close to the boundary, and he nearly sneaks it through, but through for a behind. So 5 points ahead now, Wanderers. Nearly 10.5 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Wanderers seem to be, working a little bit harder. When they get the ball, they've got some of those big targets. Eddie's starting to grab his hands on the ball now, so he's probably getting his confidence now. And Wanderers seem to be working a bit harder. Districts now, it's an opportunity. They had a goal there by Robertson now to see if they can get the ball out of the back line and into their half-forward line. There's no one in their forward line for them, so all their forwards are being dragged up to the centre line. So are they going to do it over the top, running to the goals, or are they going to have someone to kick to? So it'll be interesting to see how they play this.
Michael Bowden now with the ball. Runs on from full-back, kicks long, and that's a terrific grab. Taken there by Braden McLean, was up high, landed heavily, and alongside him, an opponent has also landed heavily and slow to get up. The umpire blew time off for a moment, now back on again. Braden McLean looking to set this up, drills the ball inside 50. Farah had hands to it, couldn't take the footy, slipped through Thomas Motlop's grasp. Tackle laid, Thomas Motlop coming back in again, handballing up to McFarlane, caught with the footy, got rid of it, did he? No, he doesn't, says the umpire. Not fairly anyway. Charlie McAdam.
That was a crunching tackle.
Having an impact in this game. The experienced campaigner, Charlie McAdam. Kicks short. Goes to Luke Kyle, handballs off immediately to Cetus. Cetus kicks to a dangerous play. Matthew McClendon up against Dre Thompson. You know who's going to win this already. Dre Thompson comes in. Luckily for McClendon, he had a teammate come in to lend him some assistance. Dre Thompson laid a tackle now. A handball from Keel comes out to Zach Smith, and a hold is paid, and Keel will take the free kick.
Keel finds McClendon on his own. Still in the defensive half here, the Crocs. Geez, that's just gone to 15 metres, if that. Mark taken by Smith. Finds Michael Bowden in the centre square. Still in the defensive 50 here, the Crocodiles. Just slowing down the footy. Bowden's asking for teammates to run towards him. Does that. And Ben Armat misses the mark. Matthew Motlop mops up here. Finds McFarlane. McFarlane with a hammering kick into the 50. Eddie's underneath it. Tries to go with the second grab. Doesn't. Slapped away from him, kicked off the ground by the District's defender. Gets it out the back to Staunton. Staunton's taken without the footy. Picked up by Josh Cabillo to Tottenham. Tottenham kicks it forward looking for Thomas Motlop. Thomas Motlop 2-on-1. But coming through is Joel Cabillo. Picks it up and dribbles it through the big sticks, and there's another goal to Wanderers. So well done, Wanderers. Good team effort there. And Joel Cabillo has his first goal of the game, and Wanderers now out to 6-8-44. Leading Southern Districts 5-3-33, 13.5 gone in the third quarter.
Yeah, great play by young Tottenham as well. When the ball was in dispute on the half-back line for Southern Districts, Tottenham put his body on the line, got the ball and kicked it forward. And then Cabillo ran onto the ball and kicked a goal. Seems to me the Wanderers seem to be handling and winning the one-on-ones, the 50-50 balls, more than Southern Districts. So can Southern Districts come up, or could Wanderers run over them? So they're winning the taps. They're not making the most of their centre ball dominance in the ruck.
Ball tossed up high again. One down by Liam Patrick on this occasion. Running onto it was Manor. Couldn't get hold of the footy. Liam Patrick's second effort tumbles a punt through centre half forward. Lake couldn't handle. Over the footy there was Simon Bates. The Eagles now, little kick, just out of congestion, lands in the arms of Dane McFarlane in the corridor. Almost unforgivable there by Southern Districts to have McFarlane able to take a mark, I should say, so easily. So in the corridor, he'll kick from inside 50. Charlie McAdam on the mark as there's a bit of a to-do behind the scenes between Thomas Motlop and Cetus. Thomas Motlop, the experienced campaigner for the Eagles. Josh Cabillo there as well. Now McFarlane kicking on goal. He's a good player. Kicks on goal. Kicks beautifully. It's another goal on the board. The Eagles are making a move.
Oh, absolutely. Great play. And again, Tom got the ball out of the middle, and McFarlane was on the recipient end. Wanderers seemed to be that herd mentality, streaming the ball forward and getting the ball any way again. They seem to know where each other's going to play and where the ball's going to go. And like I said, they're winning the 50-50 contest. District seem to me a bit tired. They need some leadership, they need some strength and some guidance. They got beaten in the centre clearance that time. So what's going to happen to Districts this time? Are they going to work it out? Now, Wanderers are a couple of goals in front. What is Districts going to do? The challenge goes back to the leaders of Districts.
15 minutes now into this third quarter. Wanderers leading 7-8-50. Southern Districts 5-3-33.
Umpire throws it up in the middle. One by Robinson, only just. Robinson goes in from his own ball. Comes out to Districts. Rolf kicks it forward. And nearly a mark taken by the Southern Districts player in front there. Gets it back to his teammate and Rolf. Rolf to Farah. Farah up and under. Underneath it is Carroll. Carroll's manhandled by Jordan Jeffrey. Picked up by Ross. A snap on goal. Sails through the big sticks. Exactly what the Crocs needed. So the Crocs get one back. Making sure Wanderers don't get too far away here. So Wanderers 7-8-50. Southern District 6-3-39. And just before I pass over Fred, Joshua Innes, that marking contest over the far ground, he's gone straight into the room, so they're down one already. Didn't look very well, holding the shoulder, and as we can see, there's a Wanderers player down as well, taking a long time to get up, so we've got a couple of injury concerns here.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's usually what happens after Christmas. Great play by Districts getting the ball forward there. It was a really up and under Hail Mary by Ross when he kicked the ball, but Wanderers seem to be more fluent when they get the ball forward to their goals, and Districts are struggling harder to get the ball to their forward line.
Lot scrappier, isn't it? But making the most of the opportunities they need to, which is exactly what Ross did then.
Yeah, I'd like to see them all clear out and leave Travis Carroll in the goal square one-on-one, and then just run into play, whereas there's a lot of congestion.
I think that's Jordan Jeffrey.
Yeah, you're right. Jordan Jeffrey, and coming from the ground, and the central umpire actually signalled for his replacement in Daniel Fuller just to run straight on to the ground, given that a goal has been kicked.
Okay, that must have what happened in the other incident with when Warwick Williams was coming off.
Maybe,
I suspect.
yeah.
I've never known that to happen, to be honest, as a player.
Yeah. So the ball back in the middle now. Districts clawing back a goal here. 17.5 minutes through. 39 plays 50, so an 11-point margin here. 7-8-50 Wanderers, Districts 6-3-39. So Fred staying in touch, but only just.
I'd like to see some more composure by Districts, holding the ball longer and just settling it down.
Let's see. Dean Robertson wins the ruck contest now. Cetus looking to charge his way through the middle. Was it Cetus? In fact, it was Duffy. Duffy, he's put his head over the ball a few times now. Won himself a free kick here. Got that to Charlie McAdam. He drills a low ball up towards half forward. That probably wasn't what his team needed. Robertson going in and laying a tackle. Erlinson getting a quick kick away in the direction of Tottenham. Trying to charge his way through was Bailey. Gathering the footy, McFarlane. Dre Thompson stepping his way through and then brought down. That is brilliant. Jonathan Farah, he hasn't done much, but my goodness, you can change that quickly, and he did brilliantly just then, and then proceeds to muck it up with an ordinary kick to a teammate in Bailey. Bailey makes it look good by running on well and then unfortunately kicking poorly. Matthew Motlop drops the mark. Cetus is in there to put on some pressure, and the umpire calls for the footy and says, I will have it, as the pack was forming 35 metres out from the Southern District's goal. Farah, what a saving tackle that was. Robertson wins the consequent ruck contest. Handball came out towards Erlinson, was the follow-up kick. He gathers, kicks up towards half-back. Now the kick reaches centre wing. Simon Bates with ball in hand. In pursuit was McAdam. McAdam, the kick up towards Eddie. Used his body beautifully on Bosley. Kicks towards goal. Josh Cubillo will soccer from the goal square, and the Eagles, that is a brilliant team goal. Back-to-back footy from the Eagles. Brilliant stuff with Josh Cubillo finishing off.
Great play there by Errolson. He got won the ball in the 50-50 on the half-back flank, kicked the ball forward, and then they flowed the ball to the halfway forward line, and Eddie got the ball and kicked it to Josh Cubillo in the forward pocket.
I thought they'd nearly buggered that up then, but made Josh Cubillo work for it.
To me, Eddie seems to be the best forward. Simpson seems to be the best forward on the ground at the moment, and he's playing really well, and it seems to know where the players are, and Wanderers are just taking that step forward. I'd like to see more composure and more settling down by Districts, because they seem to be trying to play Wanderers game, and you're never going to beat Wanderers playing the fast and stone game.
Back in the centre. So Robinson with a good tap, hits it forward about 5 metres, but Erlinson's there again for Wanderers. Cetus goes in there, just dumped after he got rid of the footy. Number of players crashing the pack here. Farland's trying to pick it up. He goes without it. High tackle there. The umpire says play on. The ball comes out to Districts, and that's a kick by Beguli Gage, I think it is. And Thomas Motlop's gone into the back line now, and he deliberately takes that over. The umpire, he gathered that ball 10 metres before the boundary, then sort of fumbled it over the boundary line. So, well, it's experience, I guess, in the end of the day. But the first one we saw deliberate out of bounds, I would have paid that one. So boundary throw in right on the 50. Robinson wins the tap to the front. Ross goes without it. He was held without the footy. The umpire says play on. Number of players around here. Farah dives in at the feet of Warwick Williams. The umpire lets that go as well, as tackled over the boundary line. And it's out of bounds again for another boundary throw, and 55 around from the Southern District's goal grandstand side. Cheers, I thought that was diving at the feet for sure.
Yep, tend to agree. 21 minutes gone, 56 plays, 39. Districts are in a poor position at the moment. Wanderers with a handy lead. Closing in here on three-quarter time. From the ruck contest now, players going at it hard. Dre Thompson picks up the footy close to the boundary. His kick was smothered. Goes towards the boundary about 25 metres downfield. Gathered by Manor initially, but then out of bounds. And they'll do it all over again as the lights begin to take effect here at Marara. The ruck contest again to set here is Dean Robertson up against Finn Ellis-Castle. Good high toss in it is too. We'll call that an even break there. Cetus had it momentarily. Bates soccers it forward and then goes off in pursuit. Bosley gathers. Tackled by Eddie. Eddie kept his feet. Did really well. Followed up the footy. Gathers in the middle of the ground. Runs around his opponents. Kicks into forward 50. The ball was a bit of a floater, but in best position was that man again, Eddie Simpson. So Brett Eddie to Eddie Simpson, and he takes the mark. 35 from goal, dead in front, and we'll go back to try and kick his second goal of the day.
Great play by Brett Eddie there. He seemed to get around about two blokes there, and the District's pressure really wasn't intense. They looked tired, but it was a bit of a floater, and Simpson be in front, and he's playing a really good game, and hopefully he can make it stick for Wanderers in the goals.
Well, here we are. It's that red time again, Fred. And Eddie Simpson lining up for a goal. Can he kick another here? They hold a 17-point lead at this stage of the game. Eddie Simpson from 40 kicks through the footy. He really deliberately kicked through that in a big way, and he hoofed it so hard he hoofed it left. And minor score on the board, so 58. 57 in fact plays 39 as Districts now bring the ball back into play.
And nearly a screamer taken by Newman there for the Wanderers. Wanderers kick it forward. Josh Cubillo can't take the mark. Goes in for a second effort. Brody Lakes there, tries to break a tackle. That should have been dropping the footy, but the umpire says play on. Dre Thompson was pushed out of the contest as the ball goes out of bounds. 55 around from Wanderers goal grandstand side here. We can see another storm brewing in the back, cancellation of a severe thunderstorm warning. They had one on about 15 minutes ago, but they've cancelled it. It was a quick cancellation. So boundary throw in. Liam Patrick against Robinson. Even contest there. Coming away with the footy. Crashing through the pack there is Hodgson. Close to the boundary again, and Josh Kipilo takes it over. Exactly the same spot that it was before for another boundary throw in. 24 minutes gone here in the third quarter. So, yeah, boundary umpire doing a good job as well with the throw-ins here tonight. Good take by Hodgson. A quick kick. Good body work done off the footy there, and the mark was taken by Dan McFarlane. So directly in front, exactly where he got his goal in this quarter. Gonna have to kick it from 45, but great body work by Manor to keep his opponent away from the footy and let Dana McFarlane take an uncontested mark.
Oh, absolutely. Great team play there, and that's what Wanderers seem to be doing, the better, the 1%ers. So see if Dan McFarlane can make the counter, kick the goal earlier from around the same spot. So Wanderers seem to be running a lot more better than Southern Districts.
As the siren goes to end this third quarter, so Dane McFarlane kicked one in the first quarter, one in this third quarter. He's looking for his third to be the leading goal kicker here in the game. So comes in, kicks it from 48, looks good off the boot, just goes to the right. So through for a behind. Wanderers 8-10-58, leading Southern District 6-3-39 here at three-quarter time.
Thanks, Brett.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel, really feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better, and I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
on this to Erlandson, couldn't get a kick away. Robertson was in the action again, got a handball away and flicked it close to the boundary line looking for Kyle, but over the boundary line eventually, and they'll do it all over again. Early stages of this last quarter. Can Southern Districts come back? One would think they'd have to kick the first goal of the quarter if there to be any chance. Robertson again with the first tap out, got the second as well. McAdam tried to push the ball forward. Grabbed by McFarlane. G's been good. He kicked the ball forward really well. And in front of his opponent, Bosley, is Brett Eddy. Didn't have much impact on the first half, but he's been a very good player in the third quarter. And now, could he start the last quarter with a goal? They've not been able to kick the first goal to start the quarter yet. Wanderers and Brett Eddy now. 45-degree angle, left of centre. Lights really taking effect here as those dark clouds come in. Kick on goal. He's well off target this afternoon. Brett Eddy just turned his back on it straight away in disgrace. Another behind. They're peppering away here, the Eagles. 8-11. 59 plays 39. 20-point lead. Michael Bowden now to bring the ball back into play.
Bowden usually spot up the target. As I say that, he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So very unlike Michael Bowden. Free kick to Matty Motlop. Matty Motlop plays on quickly. Tries to find Erlandson, but Brody Lake camped underneath that, takes an uncontested mark for the Crocodiles in the defensive 50. He finds a teammate, hits him on the chest in the captain, Dean Staunton. Still in the defensive half here, the Crocs. And a good steal there by Dane McFarlane. Geez, he's had a ripper of a game for Wanderers. Doesn't find a target on that occasion. Probably played on a little bit too quickly. His forwards weren't ready. But Dane McFarlane, geez, he's got some skill and he's been a great pickup this season for Wanderers.
Absolutely. Probably one of their best pickups for a couple of years, I reckon. He's done really well.
So a boundary throw-in. 45 around from the Wanderers' goal. The umpire throws it in. Someone's doing up their boot, but still chucks it in. Joel Capillo picks it up and a free kick is found, and it's going the way of Southern Districts. So the defensive 50 here looking to hit up a target, and he does find a teammate in Rolfe.
So Billy Rolfe now at half-back, goes laterally, finds Zach Smith. He's had a tough day at the office. Zach Smith goes out wide and goes to Brody Lake. Gets on his bike up towards Farah. That's the most positive movement from Farah all afternoon. Led hard for the footy, got in a good position and took the grab. Kick is poor. Got really close to a man who came in close to the mark, and consequently it's marked downfield by Finn Ellis-Castle. Farah, he's really got some talent. He just hasn't been able to put it together this afternoon. Finn Ellis-Castle goes backwards. Goes to Brenton Motlop, puts him under some pressure with a poor kick. Travis Carroll tries to put that pressure on. It goes to Erlandson. Erlandson up towards Thomas Motlop. No mark taken and chopping the arms. Bit fortunate there perhaps. Rolfe not happy. Thomas Motlop takes the free kick, flicks it out wide to Erlandson. Goes short, goes fast to Manor. Manor goes inboard into the middle of the ground and finds Thomas Motlop. Been in the action this afternoon. Be pleased with his form, I would think. He's worked hard to get back into this team at the right time. And here he is. Long kick out wide. Finds the second tall target from up forward in Eddie Simpson. Simpson at right half forward. Scoreboard side, kicks long inside 50. Target down there, Brett Eddy. Bosley was good. Got a fist to it and thumps it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. 6 minutes gone. And the Wanderers, they maintain that 20-point lead. 8-11-59 to Southern District. 6-3-39.
Boundary umpire just waits for the players to set here. So Robinson against Simpson. Simpson wins front position, and I reckon he's earned himself. No, it was Robinson. So Robinson, I thought that was Simpson that was getting dragged off the footy without the ball. So Robinson, being a terrific player today here for Districts, finds a target, and that's Rolfe, Billy Rolfe, still in the defensive half. So left half back, goes backwards, finds Duffy. Duffy goes across the face, goes to Lake. So Lake right at the top of the goal square, defensive side here for the Crocs. Finds McAdam. McAdam can play on, he doesn't. So Josh Cubillo stands the mark. There's not much on here for the Crocs. So he goes back again to where the footy come from. They're not gaining any ground. They're at the top of the goal square again. So Bowden has a bounce and kicks. It's going to go close to being out of bounds on the full again, and not just mark taken just inside. Fortunately there for the Crocs. Ross at the back. It's a hand pass, still in the defensive 50, Staunton. Staunton looks out wide, has Farah. Farah takes the mark on centre wing. Grandstand side here, kicks it inboard, but let Matthew Motlop have enough of it, so he gets it back to a teammate in Hodgson. Hodgson delivers it forward, has a teammate all by himself, and Mana has a shot on goal straight away and kicks it through. Mana has his third for the game. Too easy in the end by Wanderers. So chopped off by Matty Motlop, kicks it forward quickly, but Mana took the mark in 48 metres out and just spun around and kicked it straight through the goal. So he has 3 goals in this game, Sean Mana.
Oh, absolutely. Great play by Matthew Motlop there. He intercepted the ball. And Wanderers and got it back to Mana. And Wanderers seem to be having more energy. Like I said, they're just getting the ball. They're winning the 50-50 contest. The Southern Districts look tired. They're trying to get the ball out of the back line. They're making mistakes. And Wanderers are just really going on those mistakes and are playing really well. And their forward line set up, their structure. You know, Shannon must be really happy the way they're playing them. Their structure seems to be really good all over the ground.
Confident play there by Sean Manor. Terrific stuff. Ball back in the middle now. One down by Finellis Castle, but taken away by Districts through the middle. A handball came out from Kyle to Duffy. He didn't know it was coming. Got hold of it. The ball ended up in the hands of Staunton. Had to kick quickly under extreme pressure. Ross taken high. 35 out from goal. Must be a free kick and has been paid. Just checking that it is in fact Jonathan Ross. Yes, it is. He's got some talent, this man. To me, he's just not used enough in that forward 54 Southern Districts, but has got some talent.
Yep, can read the footy really well and presents really well as well.
Just hasn't been able to perhaps kick the goals that he's needed to for his team and in fact for his own confidence. Slightly left of centre, should kick from 40 metres out, kicks on goal and lets himself down, just as I described. A point,
kicked the hard one earlier.
A point on the board. So 65 plays 40, a 25-point ball game here, but more importantly, 20 scoring shots to 10 now it is in favour of the Eagles.
Warwick Williams, the kick out, finds just missed Braden McLean, just tugging at the hamstring a little bit there. Braden McLean.
I hope he hasn't twinged that right hamstring.
He straight away he pulled up, but hopefully that was just him letting Warwick Williams know that he stretched the hamstring because the kick didn't hit him on the chest. So boundary throw in. Thomas Motlop comes away with it through the pack. At the back is Simpson, picked up by Eddie. Eddie tries to crash a tackle. It's caught, but gets his kick away. Number of players here for the Districts. Districts goes back. Cadam finds his teammate in Bugager. Bugager goes back to Lake. Lake's under pressure. Hand passes over the top to Bowden. Bowden tries to go back to Lake. Lake wasn't ready for it. Josh Kipperler gets there. They've sold himself into trouble, but well done, young Brody Lake. Comes away and gets him out of trouble. That was well done by the young player, but doesn't hit his target in Bailey. Bailey goes without it. Then he gets back up, goes in for a second effort, gets it to a teammate, kicks it forward. Dean Staunton's going to crash this footy. He does. Gets it off to his opponent in Bailey. Bailey goes over to Farah. Farah goes without it. Picked up by Newman. Newman goes without it as well. Liam Patrick's in there. Farah tries to get the footy, gets it out to Warwick Williams. That general, well done, Warwick Williams goes to Mana. Mana's caught with the footy. He tried to take him on. The umpire's going to say, holding the footy. I thought he was going to ball it up, but definitely the right call. Mana tried to take him on, but not on this occasion. So the free kick is going to Cetus for the Districts.
Well done there by Districts. They stuck to the task on that occasion. Kick from Cetus, spots up a teammate in Liam McGregor. 65 from goal. Morris Frioli grandstand side. Looking for a target here. And goes to a teammate in Kyle, drops the mark, spots up a nice kick. Farah taken front on, was he not called? Good stuff from Jonathan Ross from the goal square. He was at the spillage, snaps on goal from the goal square and kicks a well-deserved goal.
Great play there by Districts. That's what they needed. Great play by Cetus. He got the holding the ball, then he got the ball forward, and then Districts got the ball into Jonathan Farah, and then Farah at least provided the target, and then Dean Staunton got the goal. Dean Staunton's really stepped up in the last quarter. I think he's really tried, and he's got a couple of clearances there. They just need a couple of breaks, I suppose, to really have opportunities and with a bit of luck to help them out.
And where was this Farah for the last 3 quarters? He's been really good in this quarter, actually put in the effort that's required.
I'm sure as he went to take that mark as well, there was a flash of lightning in the background, like right in the background there. It was a good effort. So Gallo wins it down, but there's no Districts players there. So Liam Patrick, that was opposing him in the ruck, picks it up, tries to get it out, he doesn't. Cetus is there, handballs to a teammate, gets it out to Farah. There's that man again. So wheels around from 70 on the left foot, puts it into the space, but Dane McFarlane was there to chop it off for Wanderers. Now he's got a player breaking free, and that's Manor. Kicked 3 goals in this game, Sean Manor. Has a bounce, running away from Michael Bowden, which isn't easy. Has 2 bounces, delivered it into the 50, but caught behind the footy was Thomas Motlop. Was Josh Cabillo. Would hit off the footy. Josh Cabillo's just getting back in to the District's defender there, and the umpire's gonna throw it in. No, there's a free kick, so must have gone out of bounds on the full. So Eddie, the free kick deep in the forward pocket here. He's going to have to kick it from the fence. If someone's going to kick it, it's probably him. Hasn't had a goal in this game. Very unlike him. Goes with the banana check side and goes straight across the face and out of bounds on the full. So free kick to Michael Bowden. Very unlike him.
Yeah, I've never seen Eddie have so many shots at goal and not kick one. Yeah, he's a very good player. Michael Bowden now with the free kick from the right back pocket for Southern Districts. Gee, those skies are looking menacing too across Marara Oval here. Long kick down the corridor, and the ball seen out of bounds after Jordan Bailey went for the fly. Really went too early, couldn't get hands to it, and Farah sees it across for yet another boundary throw in. 65 plays 46, 13 minutes gone. They're just about done, I think, Fred, unfortunately.
Look, I think Southern Districts look tired. Wanderers are just holding their pace and doing what they have to do.
Boundary throw in now. No clear tap out. Farah in there again, gets a little toe poke out, picked up by McFarlane, got it to Totham, who did really well to get a kick up to half forward. Taken by Williams. Didn't allow the tackle to stick. Got a good kick up towards Simpson. Strong hands, but couldn't take the mark. Goes back in and has a second crack at it. Ball comes out to Bugaja. Handball to McAdam. Looked to use Bowden initially, went to Cetus. Now he goes to Bowden. Steps around his opponent in Eddie beautifully. And then finds a teammate in Ross, I thought it might have been. His kick was poor. Finds Dre Thompson on the exit. And Dre Thompson runs straight at goal and kicks it from 20 metres out.
The running machine.
What a player he is. I tell you, any down south clubs looking for running half-back flankers could do worse than have a look at Dre Thompson.
I love the hair.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's one of those guys since I first saw him play. He just keeps going.
Yep.
Just keeps going and doesn't say nothing. But really, I think that summed up really District's day today. I think they
I think you're right, Fred.
The kick out just really summed up. Dick went to in the middle and Dre Thompson got a hold of it, and he just really...
But he wanted it too. He attacked it, you know. You can just see that difference there.
And that's I think the difference between Districts and Wanderers is that Thompson wanted it more than the Districts player. The kick wasn't that good. I think that's the difference, that Wanderers played their usual game, played really well, and Districts just couldn't keep up.
Effort. Comes down to effort.
Just a score check here. Wanderers 10-11, 71. Districts 7-4, 46.
Kick out of the centre square by Robinson. So in front there is Lyndon. Lyndon gets a handball out. So Districts in there 50. Just a number of handballs here amongst a number of players that just can't seem to hit a target. It's shoved out by the Wanderers player. There's that man, Dre Thompson, shoves a tackle as well, tries to get out to Thomas Motlop. Motlop goes without it, goes in for a second crack. And the free kick is called for a throw. So it's going to Thomas Motlop with the free kick. Centre half back, goes back to the left back to McLean. McLean goes all the way back to Newman. So Newman in the defensive 50, asking for a player to run. As we can see, a bit of lightning in the background. So there is a big storm coming. Ellis Castle back to Dre Thompson, 2 against him. Dre goes without the ball. Coming through the pack was the Southern Districts player. So just a dull efforts here in the game. Newman's called to play on that touch, Travis Carroll, so well done by the umpire. It's in the forward pocket here for Districts. They go back to Brenton Motlop. Brenton Motlop tried to go over the boundary line, but he didn't. McLean gets pushed in the back, absolutely shoved as he got rid of the footy. So the free kick is being called back to Braden McLean with a bit of cramp. So he's going to take a free kick in the left back pocket. Let's hope it is cramp. No, I think he's holding his ankle. That's not good news for Wanderers. He's such a classy player. Of course, their captain, Braden McLean, leads by example out there. So the ball's in his hands now. So 16 and a half minutes gone in this last quarter. Wanderers in control of the footy, kicks it up the line looking for Simpson. Simpson takes the mark in front of Robinson at left half back for Wanderers.
So Simpson been a really good player this afternoon for the Eagles. Kicks long. She's got a booming kick all the way up to centre wing. Clears the pack. Ben Armat dashing onto it, trying to take possession. Was socked away by Thomas Motlop initially into the hands of Matthew Motlop. Lou lost possession. Districts now in possession. Joshua Cabillo, good tackle. Not rewarded on that occasion. Lake with the fly, couldn't take the mark. Marcus Totham picked up the crumbs, kicks to the advantage initially there of Eddie, and then Bosley got into really good position, socketed forward, went to ground. Eddie stole front position and the footy, got a handball away to Liam Patrick. He scoots away and then a snap on goal. It'll fall short, no mark taken. Scooting out of the tackle, Dane McFarlane snaps on goal. He is a star, this fellow. Kicks his third goal for the afternoon. One in the first, one in the third, and now one in this last quarter. Just a quality player, Fred Murphy.
Absolutely, great play. Great play in the boundary line there by Brett Eddie. He missed one play and then got it around the other and then hand passed it to Liam Patrick. Liam Patrick kicked the ball in the forward line, and McFarlane, you know, he is really a good skilled player, but really quick as well. But he's just a smart, intelligent player, and you know,
He's so versatile. He plays back, he plays in the midfield, goes forward. He's just so versatile.
And Brett Eddie just showing why you have to keep your feet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, he hasn't had a good day, but he contributed to that. And
absolutely.
You know, you can have a bad day, but you still contribute.
Robertson takes it out of the ruck. He's caught holding the footy. Well done to the umpire. He used to call that every time. So Dane McFarlane, that man, again with 3 goals in this game, kicks it to his teammate in Ellis Castle. Finn Ellis Castle gives it back to Dane McFarlane. Tries to dance around one. He's tackled his leg. The umpire was very fortunate there, Dane McFarlane, who ran himself into trouble. Then he dances around and takes off past his opponent on the mark. Pushed in the back was Joshua Cabillo. Absolutely pushed out of the contest. There's no hiding that from the umpire, the District's defender. So just poor discipline there, and Josh Cabillo is going to take a free kick directly in front of goal. Kick it from about 45. Josh Cabillo already has a goal in this game, one in the third quarter. And Wanderers are always a better unit when Josh Cabillo is consistently playing for them, and he played consistently in both the premierships they have won in the last couple. And he's drilled it through, so he's got a goal, Josh Cabillo, and I can probably credit that I was probably one of his first coaches when he was playing in the under-6s with my brother at Nakara Primary School. No one wanted to coach them, and I coached them. So, yeah, Josh Cabillo's gone and kicked his second goal, but a great guy and also a great player.
Just say it, Tash. I taught him everything he knows.
I do tell him that every now and again, and he laughs. Definitely in the genes, but yeah, he's a lovely guy.
Great play, Marvin McFarlane out of the middle as well, and usually speed to get around Robson, the ruckman, and just straight down. When you've got 2 big targets like Simpson and Eddie, you know, that's what makes it easier for them. And Josh Cabillo roaming there, uses his big body, and Totham as well. So Wanderers have just got a really good structure that helps them to score goals, and a really good back line.
Up in the middle again. Gallo winning it down. Can Southern Districts win it out of the middle? There's a free kick being paid here to the advantage now of Staunton for Southern Districts. Kicks long. Beautiful mark. Dre Thompson just held front position against Kyle. Took the mark. Swung it sideways to Thomas Motlop. He goes long, looking down there and finding Bryden Hodson. Off now to the run of Manor. Lovely long kick inside forward 50, attacking the footy Simpson. Picks up, flicks a handball sideways. Cut off now by the District's defence. Not for long. Back to the Eagles in Hodgson. Little chip into the pocket goes to Manor. Couldn't take the mark. Regathers possession. Fires on goal from the pocket and just misses to the near side. So Manor, what a dangerous player. What a combination with McFarlane.
He didn't miss it by much
He didn't miss it by much. 12-12-84 Wanderers Southern District. 7-4-46. 21 minutes gone in this last quarter.
McAdam with the kicking out duties and puts his teammate under pressure right near the boundary, and Zach Smith. So just a up and under hoping kick there, and doesn't find anyone, but a free kick is going to go to Ellis Castle, being held without the footy. So I think Districts are just hanging out for the siren here, and it's in that red time again. And finds Josh Cubillo uncontested, no communication whatsoever by the Southern District's defenders. Just looked in a bit of disarray there. A few players looking at each other, and Josh Cubillo is going to go back and have a ping for his third goal. So slight angle, kicking from again 45 metres out.
Tash. And Fred, he's one of these great moves. Instead of resting the midfielder, rest him in the forward line. Yeah.
And when you know of his calibre, Josh Cubillo, if you need to win a game, you can definitely put him in the midfield, and you know his big body and his talent. But to go let him rest up forward and gets away with 3 goals is just absolutely brilliant. But he's missed that one, so he's only got 2 to his name. Won't be happy with that, Josh Cubillo. But it's just fortunate for Wanderers. They have that many good players at the moment that they can rotate them through the forward line.
And he doesn't have to. He's played about 80% in the forward line. Yeah. So he doesn't have to go in the midfield as he has previously.
Michael Bowden bringing the ball into play. The target was big Patrick Gallo. It cleared his head. Wanderers arrive in numbers. Ball slapped away by Thomas Motlop was good. On the up to Hodgson. Hodgson away now to Manor. Manor blasts away from 45 metres out, and standing by himself, Josh Cubillo. Handballs to Liam Patrick. Snaps truly from 35 metres out. It's party time now for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think this was on the cards. I think halfway through the third quarter, I think Districts looked really tired, and I think they just couldn't keep up, and now it's just party time. What great goal there, Liam Patrick. He's had a quiet day, but this is his second game back, and I'm sure once he gets fit and once he gets his body back into the right, he'll be a good suit for Wanderers, where they've been forward line of the ruck, and that great sharing by Josh Cubillo as well.
That's one thing, Fred, that I think with Wanderers is the sharing and getting their other teammates into the game is a big change from past seasons.
Yep, indeed. And Josh Cubillo has been one of the ones who's really led that, I think. He's not there to get 40 possessions and take the glory himself. He's there to make sure that he brings younger players in and make sure that important players like Liam Patrick get the footy.
So back in the middle, Gallo against Ellis Castle. Finn Ellis Castle, I think, has done a good job. They've been dominant, both ruckman for Southern Districts, and Gallo gets it down to Cetus, who's had a good game for Southern Districts, finds his teammate in Keel. Luke Keel as well has had a good game. Unfortunately, not going to get away with the win here, Southern Districts. 24 minutes gone in this last quarter. Can't find a target there, kicks it in the 50, but a good recovery there by McGregor. Goes without the footy, hand passes to the Wanderers player, ends up with Brenton Motlop, clears it out of the 50. Dre Thompson works in front again, just read that ball superbly, then tries to play on, finds Dane McFart, no, sorry, that's his teammate in centre wing, kicks it inboard to Hodgson. Hodgson just dances too easily around his opponent, but chopped off there by Bugager. Southern Districts coming through the midfield. Needs to get rid of it. He does just in time. Travis Carroll has 3-on-1 as the siren goes to end this game.
It does indeed, and just as the lightning really takes effect, and a rainbow too off there, looking a nice sight across Marara. But final scores here in this really good win in the end, I think, by the Eagles. 13-13, 91. So 26 scoring shots for the Eagles to Southern Districts, 7-4, 46.